Yo, what is up, guys? So we've got a new update for Blender Octane. I think 31.10 was it? But anyways, it does now work with Blender 5.2. So I'm going to quickly show you guys how to get it installed and how to get it up and running. Enough of my jibber jabber. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, so I'm using Blender 5.2. Again, this new add-on only works with Blender 5.2, so keep that in mind. And I'm going to go ahead and also download for me. I will download the Studio Edition because I do have the Studio Edition, but it's no different if you go for the Prime. The Prime, there is really pretty much no difference here. So for the add-on, everybody's using the same add-on. We'll go ahead and download the new Blender add-on, Studio and Prime Edition, and then again, just the server, download your corresponding server. Here is the installer, and here is the zip file. I typically always do the zip file because I'm old school. So you know what? Let's try it. I'll do it differently with you guys. I'm just gonna do the Windows installer through Windows. There we go. This will be my first time. So again, make sure you have an account. Sign into your account. So a lot of people say, hey, I can't have access to it. Make it an Otoy account. It's free to set up. And once you've got that set up and signed in, everything should work from there on. All right, for me, I'm going to go ahead and accept the agreement and hit download. So that should be downloading the server. All right, now what I'm going to do is for anybody who already has Blender installed, again, I have Blender 5.1. I even have the Blender standalone version. So you can run multiple versions. You just need to make sure you keep your servers separate, so you can only be running the proper server for the proper version of Blender or of Octane. So for example, right now I have my server running for 31.9. This server will not work for the new one that we're downloading. This server works for the Blender 5.1 here that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and turn all my servers off. There we go. I don't have any servers. I'm still going to keep my Blender 5.1 because I have a project that I'm working on with a client and I don't want to change anything. So we're just going to go ahead and install the Blender version here. Go ahead and open that up. I've got my installer here for Blender 5.2. So this is going to be a fresh install for Blender 5.2 for me. Grind my coffee while I'm waiting for that. All right, Blender has now finished. All right, here is my Blender 5.2. Now we're going to install our server. Let's get our server installed. I'm going to go back to my downloads. Here I have the Octane add-on, and then I have my server. Which one is it? Here is my server. This is the first time of me using the installer. This will pop up. I'm just going to go ahead and hit OK and then run anyways. As long as you download it from the website, you should be okay. Okay, this is just like a normal installer. Back to grinding my coffee while I wait. Coffee's fully ground. Server's fully installed. Finish. All right, normally I would go and tab into the zip and just initiate it. So now I need to find out where the server is. And let's maybe just go into, okay, there it is in my system right there. Octane server 31.10. I'm gonna go ahead and click on that. Nothing probably would happen. If this is your first time installing it, you might get asked to, oh, here we go. You might be asked to sign it. Now I'm gonna click my task menu and see if it's running. Right here, 31.10 activated. Okay, now let's go into Blender 5.2. It's asking us, do we want to do our preference? Import Blender 5.1 preference. For me, yes, I will do that. While we wait, let's just enjoy this beautiful render here by Joanne. Absolutely fantastic. I'm looking at this like, wow. Okay, boom, there we go. We're back. Now I'm gonna go ahead, this is my custom startup. That's why it looks different. Again, I got Dennis in here to make sure I'm always working to real world scale. Extremely important. Let's go and install the add-on. Now we're gonna go into edits, preferences. I'm gonna scroll down to add-ons, and then I'm going to go to install add-on. I think we could just drag it in. Let me try that really fast here. Let me go to my folder off screen. I'm going to pull up my add-on here, the zip file. I've seen somebody do this on YouTube here. I'm just going to drag it in, install from disk, hit OK. Okay, seems like everything worked, but I want to double check that. I'm going to come in here, enable, we have Octane 3110. Here it is, Octane 3110. Now this is also where you can come in here and set some defaults up. For example, if you do a lot of mesh deforming animations, you might want to set this to reshapeable proxies. So anytime you're doing any type of deformation of mesh, especially liquid sims and fluid sims like that, they will show in the viewport moving around and doing it, but when you render, it'll just be on one static frame. You set it to reshapeable proxies, and then it'll be, the animation will kick in. It's just a thing. I'll get into that in another video. So we've got that. Then you can also set your default material type to universal or whatever you guys want to do there. So you've got some, I just leave that all stock. Asset browser folder, I leave all this stuff stock here. Then if you also want to change your Octane local database, where if you use that here, this is where you'll go ahead and set your database file folder. Then we've got some Octane file caching, which I leave at default. Again, node graphs stuff I leave at default. If you want to load on ACES, I mean not ACES, if you want to load in, what is that, AGX, this is where you'll come in here and load in your OCI config file. You'll load it in right here. I export everything out in EXR linear, so I can change that in DaVinci Resolve. So I leave this like this, automatic recommended linear sRGB. Okay, so there's that. Let's go ahead and close that. Then what we're going to do is actually just go ahead and close it after we've got it. Don't fire it up yet. Then we're going to come back here, fire up Blender 5.2 one more time. Then we're going to go and load that default starting setup scene here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to come over here to File, New, and then right here we have Octane Direct Line, and we want path tracing. We're going to click on path tracing. Then it's going to set it up. Then we'll come over here to the render, hit up the render, and let's see. This is the moment of truth. Boom, there it is. Octane Blender is now running on your system. Little things that I kind of tend to do. This is way too much data going on here, which is actually really useful, but for me, I just don't use it. So I typically come over here, I go to general information, turn that off so we can get that just normal. Now, just to quickly run you on a quick crash course, what's going on over here. Here is your shader editor, right? There is your shader editor. Here is your AOV outputs right now, which is just setting, they just have one they already kind of built for you. They set to post-processing. Then this is our AOV Octane compositor. Octane has its own compositor, just like Blender does too. And this one here, we're going to jump in to see what they do. They have a quick little setup for us here. They basically took, here's our AOV. This is your typical AOV line pipeline right here, default. And then we have this AOV, this is the render AOV pass, which we're using here. Is the beauty file. So if I zoom out, you'll see all the different types of passes, right? This is just set up as the beauty pass. Then they're taking this and they're making another separate output called comp denoise. This one is comp beauty down here at the bottom. This is the comp beauty path. Then we go up here to the comp denoise beauty. And what they did was they took a copy of the render, the beauty render, put it in here. Then they take a render AOV post-processing pass, which is right here. This is going to be your bloom and your glare and all that stuff. And then they're doing some math on that. It's being put into a lighten like you would do in Photoshop. These are like your Photoshop layers, lighten, normal, subtraction, right? They're putting that into lighten. And then on top of that, they're taking another pass and they're putting the Octane denoiser here on top. So what I typically do is, this comes in really strong and heavy. So I set this to blend. And then what I actually do is I duplicate this pass here and I'll plug in albedo. Then I'll go to denoise albedo. I don't know if this is really necessary. This is just a preference that I do. And then I'll set this to normal. And then I go to denoise normal. And then what I even do, which I'm not going to do in this one here, I typically will set this up as a group. All right. So that's in a nutshell how you set up Blender Octane. If you guys want to go deeper into more stuff about Blender Octane, I have a Blender Octane community where members go deep, and this is where you can get one-on-one help, one-on-one custom workflows if you need that, or if you generally just want to be around people who are into this and into Blender Octane. Links down below. 7-day free trials available for you guys. And enough of my jibber jabber. Have fun with Blender. I need to get my coffee made, and I'm thirsty. Peace. See ya.